Right then, I'm now here for my Jake Paul versus Mike Perry fight prediction now for you guys, which goes down this weekend. And yes, this is going to be an interesting one, in my opinion. I'm kind of hyped for it, to be fair. I always am when Mike Perry fights. I always like watching a Mike Perry fight, to be honest with you. He's so ridiculously entertaining. And I think Mike Perry is going to get the job done against Jake Paul this weekend as well. Hopefully, I honestly believe he will do it. I really do. I've looked back at past fights from both today. Today I was looking back at Mike Perry's fights against Rockhold, Alves, MVP, then Jake Paul's. I look back at the Nate Diaz one, the Andre August one, and the Ryan Boland one, and I think Mike Perry is going to be able to do it. I really do. I'm saying Mike Perry will win a split decision against Jake Paul. Split decision, majority decision, one of them. I don't think it'll be a UD because it's Jake Paul's show. But yeah, I think Mike Perry might nick a decision here. I really do. I don't see either guy being able to knock either guy out, to be fair. I think that'd be difficult. I don't think Perry will be able to knock out Jake Paul because Jake Paul seems quite big coming into this fight, I've seen. And Mike Perry is a naturally smaller guy, so I do think it'd be harder for him to knock Jake Paul out. And we all know how fantastic Mike Perry's chin is. So I think it'll be really difficult for Jake Paul to knock him out. And I feel like Jake Paul is going to come into this fight and try and outbox Mike Perry, then try and knock him out. And in the end, I think Mike Perry might take over late. I don't trust Jake Paul's gas tank whatsoever. I don't at all. I think against Nate Diaz in that 10-rounder. This one's an 8-rounder though, but Jake Paul still knackers out in the later rounds. Jake Paul was tiring out. And, people did say that, Jake Paul showed some of his best boxing moments in those later rounds, which I don't think he did. He was getting hurt by Nate Diaz, not really hurt like he was going to get finished, but, he was getting hurt. And overall, Mike Perry's a harder hitter than what Nate Diaz is, 100%. And Mike Perry knows how to bloody finish a fight, 100%. Mike Perry knows how to finish a fight. He's absolutely brutal to be in there with. And Mike Perry's also very good at just being able to take away your confidence completely. With that chin he's got, you can try and put together a load of big shots on him. He's always there consistently in your face coming at you. And Mike Perry's not got that normal boxer style. And I think if Mike Perry, if Mike Perry was going up against any half decent boxer, I would say that the boxer would beat Mike Perry 100%. But this is Jake Paul. I mean, he's not as bad as some people make out, 100%. But he's not the guy lost to Tommy Fury. He got schooled by Tommy Fury. He's not like a decent level boxer, to be fair. I mean, to be fair, he's done well for himself. Fair play. But he's not a decent level boxer. He lost to Tommy Fury. And I think Mike Perry will have a good come forward style, which could really, damage Jake Paul and take quite a bit out of him. And as well, though, Mike Perry's body work is very underrated as well. And I feel like that's what he's going to need in this fight. As the smaller man, you need to use body work. And Perry is very accurate to the body. We've seen it in his fights. Alves, Perry landed the odd good body shot, which was accurate. We saw it against Rockhold as well. He was able to land some good body shots, Perry. And, he can mix his shots up well as well, to be fair, Perry. And he is wild, which can be really confusing. And I feel like for Jake Paul, I feel like the wildness of Mike Perry could put Jake Paul off overall, in my opinion. I really do. And the fact Mike Perry's just always going to be in his face, and Mike Perry's going to be there always throwing bombs as well. The thing is with Mike Perry as well is that he throws every shot with big meaning as well. He doesn't really, he's not there to really, just try and get going with the jab. He throws every big shot with meaning. That's the thing with Mike Perry. And we know for a fact Nate Diaz isn't exactly a hard hitter. We've seen Andre August and Ryan Boland, who were basically there to lose. They were there to lose. Simple as that. They were literally stood there to be hit. And also as well, the worst thing you want to do against someone like Mike Perry is open up when you see a finish. I think that's a big mistake which you get, which people do. Some people kind of rock Mike Perry a bit in BKFC. They open up, then they get caught with big shots. And that's the thing with what Jake Paul does. When Jake Paul sees an opening, he pounces right on it with no thinking at all, pounces right on it, leaves massive openings. square on, like against Ryan Borland when he saw the finish, square on, going at it, left openings. Ryan Borland caught him a few times. Imagine what Mike Perry can do. And Mike Perry can just put the pressure on you as well and, get some big shots. Mike Perry can see shots. He's experienced in the fight game. He knows what he's doing. And I really think he can put Jake Paul off as well. And I feel like he can make Jake Paul doubt his own power as well. Because, Jake Paul's going to come at him. He's going to try and set up some big shots. And Mike Perry's still going to be there for them, in my opinion. I really do think that. And I know Jake Paul's heavier than like the Eddie Alvarez's and the MVPs and stuff like that. He's heavier. He's bigger guys than that. But still, though, I don't think Jake Paul can knock Mike Perry out. I really don't. I feel like, that there's, like, as I said, the decent level boxers would KO Mike Perry 100% in my opinion, but it's Jake Paul. It's Jake Paul. I don't think, and I also, I also think that Jake Paul's power is overrated as well, to be fair. I do think it's overrated. I don't see me able to knock out Mike Perry. And Mike Perry's going to make Jake Paul doubt himself when he's just consistently coming at him, giving him the work, in my opinion. And Jake's going to start well. Perry's going to come over, take over late, and end the fight on a big high, in my opinion. And when he does that, I feel like it's going to be able to sway the judges because the fight's going to end with Mike Perry on top overall, in my opinion. I think Jake would be doing well, able to take those first 3 rounds. Then from round 4 onwards, I think Mike Perry will really start to find his rhythm because Mike Perry does get hurt quite a bit early on in his BKFC fights. But, once he gets to where he wants to be and on that inside, and he's going to be able to find the inside, he's happy to take shots to get to where he wants to be. He's dangerous once he gets into his rhythm on the inside. Ridiculously dangerous. He's always on you, bulking some massive shots in there. And I don't think Jake Paul will be able to handle this overall. I really don't think Jake Paul will be able to handle Mike Perry in the end. But, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see how Jake tries to deal with Perry, though, in my opinion. Jake is going to have to move around a lot in this fight, in my opinion, in order to win. But to keep someone like Mike Perry off you is a completely different story overall, in my opinion, 100%. And Mike Perry's going to be going for the knockout. I don't think he'll be able to knock Jake Paul out, though. I actually think this fight will end in a slugfest, and Mike Perry will be getting the better of the exchanges out of the two overall, in my opinion. It will end in a slugfest. Kind of like what Jake Paul and Nate Diaz did. They were kind of ending in the slugfest. And Mike Perry's going to be able to get the better of it here, in my opinion. Mike Perry's not going to be off showboating like Nate Diaz was when he was losing. Mike Perry's, he's game. He's going to be, he's just going to be going on consistently, putting that pressure onto Jake Paul, and he's going to get him out of there. He's a real game opponent. So, it's going to be really, really, really difficult for Jake Paul to deal with, in my opinion. I think Mike Perry's going to be able to slug out a decision in the end, in my opinion, because I just don't trust Jake Paul to win overall. I really don't. I think he's really messed a big bogeyman in Mike Perry, in my opinion, who I think will really, really, really make Jake Paul struggle throughout this fight, in my opinion. Jake Paul will start strong. Perry will end well. And I think Perry nicks a decision. I mean, it won't surprise me if Perry gets robbed. But, it'd be close. But I actually think the judges will give it to Mike Perry. I hope so. And I do think they will. I think it goes the distance, close fight. Mike Perry nicks it, though. I think he'll, be convincing enough to win. But it will be close. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thanks for watching this video. King, I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace.